Atlantic City, New Jersey, the birthplace of saltwater taffy. Known for its casinos and beaches, it used to be one of the top tourist destinations in the United States. The city has a long history of being a popular vacation spot for gambling and other activities dating back all the way to the late 19th century. However, it has had a lot of ups and downs over the years and have faced a lot of problems. Though still popular for vacations, it doesn't make the money it used to. What's up guys, it's the Friendly Neighborhood Pig here, and today we're going to be looking at the rise and fall of Atlantic City, starting with its early history. Atlantic City was officially incorporated in 1854. That same year, tourism began with the completion of the railroad. Many people from the surrounding areas were able to come to Atlantic City by taking the train there, and later by boat, and eventually by road. Throughout the late 1800s, it became a popular vacation spot, particularly in the summertime due to its beaches, and even in the winter for its spas. The city quickly began to grow. In the summer of 1870, the Atlantic City Boardwalk was built, mainly to prevent sand from being brought into hotels and other buildings there, but over time it became more developed into what it is today. It was the first boardwalk of its kind in the United States, and remains part of the city today. As tourism began to increase, a number of large hotels also began to open. Notable examples are the Shelbourne, the Marlowe, Blenheim, the Brighton, and the United States Hotel. Atlantic City also became known for shows and entertainment. In 1921, the first Miss America pageant was held there, and in 1929 the convention hall was built. From 1920 to 1933, alcohol was made illegal in the United States due to prohibition. This remained mostly unenforced in Atlantic City, and it became known for drinking, as well as gambling and prostitution. During this time, it became known as the world's playground. Mob boss Enoch or Nucky Johnson controlled most of Atlantic City during this time and was the most powerful and influential person there. He was quoted as saying, "We have whiskey, wine, woman, song, and slot machines. I won't deny it, and I won't apologize for it. If the majority of the people didn't want them, they wouldn't be profitable, and they would not exist. The fact that they do exist proves to me that the people want them." He was arrested in 1941, and even though he was released only a few years after, he never came into power there again. During the time of World War II, tourism began to decline. This was due to many factors, including the war, along with less people taking the train, which was how many people originally came into the city, and also cheap air travel was becoming widely available, enabling people to go to further away vacation spots easier. In the coming years, many of the hotels began to close, and the city began to decline. In 1976, a referendum was passed that legalized casino gambling in Atlantic City. This was done as an attempt to revive the city and bring back the tourism industry it had once relied on. Not long after, in 1978, the first legal casino opened, the Resorts International, now Resorts Casino Hotel. It was also the first casino opened in the U.S. outside of Nevada. Caesars Boardwalk Regency, now called Caesars Atlantic City, opened next, and Bally's Park Place, now Bally's Atlantic City, opened shortly after. Throughout the 1980s, more casinos opened. Then real estate developer Donald Trump played an important role in the development of the city's gambling industry, opening many casinos. Harrah's at Trump Plaza opened in 1984 and was eventually renamed Trump Plaza, and Trump Castle opened in 1985. In the late 80s, Trump took over the Taj Mahal casino that was under construction, and in 1990 it opened as the Trump Taj Mahal. Costing around $1 billion to build, it was at the time one of the world's largest casinos and called itself the eighth wonder of the world. The casino's opening attracted a lot of publicity and was even attended by celebrities like Michael Jackson. Expectations were high. However, in 1991, the Taj Mahal filed for bankruptcy. For a variety of reasons, such as construction costs, the casino had a lot of debt from the beginning. It was estimated that it would have to make over $1 million per day to be profitable, something that is hard even for the world's most successful casinos. It was also difficult making money year-round in Atlantic City, as tourism generally declined during the winter months. The following year, Trump Castle and Trump Plaza also filed for bankruptcy. Trump sold a percentage of his stake in the casinos, and with lower interest rates, they were able to remain open for a while. Throughout the 1990s, the Taj Mahal was the most profitable casino in Atlantic City. During this time, the city was also home to many large boxing matches. No new casinos opened until 2003, when the Borgata Hotel and Casino was built, and today is now one of the most profitable casinos in the city. For a long time, the 1976 decision to legalize gambling was a big success. Atlantic City became the Las Vegas of the East Coast, and had a monopoly on gambling in that part of the country. At one point, it was growing even faster than Las Vegas. However, the period of growth eventually came to an end. Atlantic City peaked in 2006, making around $5 billion in revenue, but less than 10 years later, revenue declined almost by half. Many casinos struggled and some even closed. Some examples are the Trump Plaza, which closed in 2014, along with the Atlantic Club. The Revel also closed that year after opening in 2012. It only lasted 2 years. The Taj Mahal closed in 2016, although it was replaced with the Hard Rock in 2018. Also in 2018, Ocean Casino Resort replaced the Revel. Every casino had their own problems, but Atlantic City as a whole started to struggle. One of the biggest reasons for this was that they never diversified away from just gambling. For a long time, it was the only place other than Vegas where you could legally gamble, but as that began to change, the city never did. New casinos in nearby Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Connecticut took business away from Atlantic City. During the 1990s, the Las Vegas Strip reinvented itself, building some of the largest and most luxurious hotels and casinos in the world, which wasn't something Atlantic City was able to compete with. I have a whole video on my channel about the development of Las Vegas. Be sure to check that out if you're interested in learning more. Steve Wynn, who is responsible for many of the most successful casinos in Vegas, said this in an interview about Atlantic City. And I keep saying to the governors of New Jersey, you must take control of the central planning of this community if it's to save itself. Right now, you're the monopoly on the East Coast. That will end someday, and the infrastructure of the city has to be so big that it's like Las Vegas. Las Vegas is surviving in spite of everything because the infrastructure here is so big. The menu for guests is so great. Atlantic City can't just be a local crap game, it's gotta be a destination city. Wynn had previously owned the Golden Nugget in Atlantic City before selling it, and almost developed a new casino there which never happened. Over the years, there have been many planned casinos in the city that never materialized. In recent years, the COVID-19 pandemic obviously had negative impacts on the casino and tourist industry there, but since then things are beginning to improve. Revenue has been increasing and there's still a lot of money being invested there. While it may seem Atlantic City's best days are behind it, the city still has a future as a resort town, with potential for a lot of positive change in the years to come. What's up guys, thanks for watching the video. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you've enjoyed it. Also, don't forget to check out some of my other videos on here. This has been the Friendly Neighborhood Pig, and I'll see you guys in the next video.